A reckoning at gate 37B. Ma'am, I need to see your boarding pass again, the flight attendant said, her tone sharp, eyes narrowing as she scanned the ticket. It needs confirmation before you can board. Step aside for other passengers. Maya Thompson, a black tech CEO, handed over her boarding pass, her face composed despite the frustration simmering within. There's no mistake. I'm in seat 2A. Before she could elaborate, a security guard approached, his hand gripping Maya's arm as she tried to explain. His fingers pressed into her tailored blazer, pulling her away from the gate. Passengers watched, some concerned, some indifferent, a few nodding in approval. But within moments, the terminal erupted into chaos. Departure screens flickered and went black. Electronic gates froze. PA announcements cut off mid-sentence. Gate 37B descended into pandemonium, passengers shouting, luggage scattered, airline staff struggling to restore order. This wasn't a typical delay. Something monumental was unfolding. This is the story of a woman dismissed as insignificant, denied boarding, and how her powerful revelation made an airline regret its actions. Have you ever faced discrimination at an airport? Share your story in the comments. Type justice and tell us where you're watching from, because this tale of accountability is just beginning. Who is Maya Thompson? Maya Thompson's rise to becoming one of America's most influential tech CEOs was extraordinary. Unlike many executives with elite connections, Maya came from humble beginnings. Her mother juggled 3 jobs in a neighborhood where success was rare. At 16, while her peers hung out at malls, Maya repaired pawn shop electronics and taught herself to code on a salvaged computer. By 17, she was fixing computers for local businesses, helping her mother pay rent. College wasn't easy. Despite perfect SAT scores, top tech schools waitlisted her. At Stanford, on a partial scholarship, she worked 2 jobs while studying. After graduation, she faced more barriers. At her first tech job, less experienced colleagues were promoted over her. When she developed a scheduling algorithm saving millions, her manager took credit. Labeled difficult for speaking up, Maya didn't break, she built. At 28, she risked everything to found Horizon Innovations. From her studio apartment, with 3 graduates working for equity, she grew Horizon into a global company with 5,000 employees and $1.2 billion in profits. Maya wasn't just successful, she reshaped an industry. That morning, Maya prepared for a pivotal trip to Singapore for the Global Tech Summit, where her keynote would secure a $500 million investment. Dressed simply in black trousers, a silk blouse, and handcrafted loafers, she traveled alone, using the 20-hour flight to strategize. Unbeknownst to her, her path would cross with Edward Harper, CEO of Skywing Airlines, a man steering his company toward collapse. Skywing's fall. Skywing Airlines, once a symbol of luxury, had declined under Edward Harper's leadership. A third-generation executive, Harper inherited the CEO role at 68, his silver hair and bespoke suits masking his mismanagement. Skywing's slogan, "The sky's elite," now felt exclusionary. Maya's town car arrived at LaGuardia's Terminal B. Tipping the driver, she entered, unaware her routine trip was about to unravel. At the premium check-in, an agent waved her toward the economy line. "Economy check-in is that way, ma'am," she said dismissively. "I'm flying first class to Singapore," Maya replied, showing her digital boarding pass. The agent barely glanced at it, repeating, "Economy is that way." Maya, staying calm, approached the premium counter, where another agent processed her check-in but double-checked her booking with visible skepticism. At security, a TSA agent diverted her from the premium lane for a random check. Maya noticed every person in the enhanced screening line was a person of color, while white businessmen passed through unchecked. The agent's pat-down was overly thorough, lingering unnecessarily. Then, her $60,000 Patek Philippe watch, a gift to herself when Horizon went public, went missing. After 15 minutes of insisting on reviewing footage, a supervisor found it in a bin Maya hadn't used. By the time Maya reached gate 37B, first-class boarding had begun. Approaching the priority lane, gate agent Sarah, her name tag visible, stopped her. "This is for first-class passengers only, ma'am." "I'm in seat 2A, Maya said, presenting her boarding pass. Sarah scrutinized it skeptically, then spoke into a phone, glancing at Maya with narrowed eyes. A supervisor, John Reynolds, approached, his scowl permanent. "Is there a problem?" he asked Sarah, ignoring Maya. "She claims she has a first-class ticket," Sarah said, emphasizing claims. John eyed Maya's expensive yet understated attire. Ma'am, are you aware first-class tickets are very expensive? The implication was clear. Nearby passengers snickered. Others looked uncomfortable. What irregularity? Maya asked when John mentioned a ticket issue. We need additional documentation, passport, credit card, company authorization, he said, a request not made of others. Maya provided her passport and corporate card, but refused the unauthorized document. Step aside while we verify, John insisted, escorting her to a customer service desk. Minutes stretched into an hour. From the desk, Maya watched her flight's final boarding calls, the jet bridge door closing, and her plane taxi away. John returned, feigning regret. Your flight has departed. We can rebook you in economy on the next flight in 5 hours. First class is full. Show me the booking system, Maya demanded. Reluctantly, John turned the monitor, revealing 3 open first-class seats. You're lying, Maya said. There are seats available. Those are blocked for operational reasons, John replied. Discriminatory reasons, Maya countered, her voice rising just enough to draw attention. Passengers began recording. I demand to be rebooked in first class as compensation for missing my flight due to your actions. John's face reddened. Lower your voice, ma'am. I won't be silenced when I'm being discriminated against, Maya said firmly. John signaled security. 2 guards approached, one grabbing Maya's arm forcefully. Come with us, he said gruffly. As they pulled her away, her phone and documents scattered. Bending to retrieve them, Maya noticed Edward Harper watching with satisfaction. She overheard him mutter to a colleague, some people don't know their place. The turning point. Maya's phone rang a custom tone from her chief strategy officer, David Lin. I need to take this, she told the guards, stepping aside. David, what's the status? She asked. The Singapore Sovereign Fund needs our airline recommendation for the $3.7 billion corporate contract by tomorrow, David said urgently. Maya's company was evaluating Skywing for a contract providing travel for 40 multinational corporations. Her flight was a final test of Skywing's first-class Servicia test. They'd failed spectacularly. I've seen enough, Maya said, eyeing Harper. Remove Skywing from consideration. Recommend Singapore Airlines. David had more news. The market's nervous about our Skywing stock position. Rumors suggest we're divesting. Through Horizon Capital, Maya controlled 28% of Skywing stock, the largest block, surpassing even the Harper family's shares. She could tank the company's valuation with a single move. The Singapore conference wasn't just about investment, it was about Horizon acquiring Skywing's competitor, Aerostar Airways, reshaping the industry. Call an emergency Skywing board meeting today, Maya instructed. Cite shareholder concerns over discriminatory practices. Execute Plan Delta. Plan Delta was a strategic response to discrimination threatening her business. Maya made quick calls to her CFO, legal counsel, and PR team, each conversation under 30 seconds, setting her plan in motion. Across the terminal, Harper was now arguing with an airport police officer, demanding Maya's removal. She's disrupting our staff, he shouted. Some passengers echoed him, one yelling, Go fly with your own kind. The racism stunned others into silence. But Officer Daniel Carter hesitated. Ms. Thompson? From Horizon Innovations, he asked, recognizing her from a Forbes cover. My son wrote a school report on you. He wants to code because of you. Carter positioned himself between Maya and the hostile crowd. Then, terminal screens flickered, displaying breaking news. Skywing shares plummet amid shareholders sell-off rumors. Analysts cited potential civil rights violations. Plan Delta was in motion. Harper's phone rang repeatedly, his confidence crumbling. Skywing executives scrambled as panic spread. At the terminal entrance, Maya's assistant, Olivia Grant, arrived with Horizon's legal team, handing Maya a portfolio. The board's assembling in 30 minutes, Olivia said. The reckoning. Maya strode back to gate 37B, her team flanking her. The PA system announced. All Skywing flights are temporarily grounded due to an administrative action. Chaos erupted. Passengers demanded answers. Staff floundered. Sarah and John blamed Maya publicly. If she hadn't disrupted boarding, none of this would be happening, Sarah said. The crowd turned hostile, but Maya climbed onto a chair. My name is Maya Thompson, CEO of Horizon Innovations, she began, her voice commanding. I was denied boarding not because of my actions, but because of how I look. The crowd quieted. Harper arrived, stunned to see Maya commanding attention. A Skywing executive whispered to him, his face paling as he realized her power. Media crews arrived, cameras rolling. "This is a private matter," Harper protested, but Officer Carter intervened. "This is a public terminal. The media stays." Maya continued, "I control 28% of Skywing's stock, making me the largest shareholder. For 6 months, my team documented discriminatory incidents on Skywing flights." She displayed a tablet with evidence states, photos, testimonies of disparate treatment. Harper tried to interrupt. "Ms. Thompson, I apologize for any inconvenience. We can offer our corporate jet." "This isn't about inconvenience," Maya cut in. "It's about systemic discrimination you fostered." She quoted his earlier words, "Some people don't know their place." Passengers began sharing their own stories. A black businesswoman described constant random screenings. An elderly South Asian man recounted being reseated to make others comfortable. The crowd's mood shifted as videos of earlier racist comments went viral with hashtags like Skywing Reckoning. Skywing's board arrived, alarmed by the crisis. In a private lounge, Maya's team presented damning evidence, emails from Harper dismissing diversity, statistics showing bias, and employee testimonies. Midway through, Harper clutched his chest and collapsed. Maya directed a board member to call an ambulance, ensuring his care despite his actions. Paramedics diagnosed a stress-induced panic attack. The board suspended Harper, appointed an interim CEO, and formed a committee to investigate discrimination, requesting Maya's documentation. "Real change requires more than committees," Maya said. "I'll be watching." Aftermath. A week later, at a Manhattan press conference, interim board chair Dr. Elena Martinez announced Skywing's indefinite suspension. "Discrimination was structural," she said. "We're tearing down the foundation to rebuild." The shutdown grounded 250 aircraft and idled 21,000 employees, costing $35 million daily. Employee Meredith Thompson admitted her complicity, joining reform efforts. Harper, recovering in hospital, reportedly said she was right, though he declined public statements. The audit revealed widespread bias, prompting industry-wide changes. United, Delta, and American Airlines launched anti-discrimination initiatives. The Department of Transportation mandated demographic tracking. Gate 37B was renovated, featuring inclusive upgrades. 6 months later, Skywing resumed operations under new leadership, with Captain Maria Lopez piloting the first flight. Harper began volunteering with minority youth programs, a surprising shift. The industry transformed because one woman refused to accept injustice. If this story moved you, hit subscribe, share, and comment justice with your location. Let's keep the conversation going.